Good afternoon, everybody. I am so sorry for my inconsistency over the past 2 weeks. Business has been crazy and not in a good way, just dealing with litigations and stuff like that. Nothing fun. But today we have an awesome video, guys. We're going to be talking about some information I heard on why Chandler versus McGregor is still on. We're going to be going over Conor McGregor getting canceled and not only his newest training footage, but in my opinion, the best training footage he's released probably since the McGregor-Khabib fight. So if you can remember that way back then, he just has not dropped this much footage in a long time. So if you appreciate not having to get on Instagram and scroll the feeds and all that, and you can just watch right this video, get an update on everything, drop a like, drop a comment, give me a subscription. I'd really appreciate it. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Everyone knows right now, and if you don't, let me catch you up. McGregor has been quote-unquote canceled. The ESPN went ahead and took off all of his promotions, as well as they canceled the press conference for the McGregor-Chandler fight happening UFC 303 June 29th. So everyone's like, listen, they canceled the press conference. It's got to be over. McGregor's not in the media about it, guys. The fight's off. That's what everyone was saying. But Jesse on Fire, at Jesse on Fire on YouTube, an amazing fight commentary video, or whatever type of YouTube you call this. Anyways, he said from his friend Chael Sonnen, the original bad guy, someone who actually works for ESPN in affiliation with the UFC, he said that he heard through the grapevine, this isn't for sure, but through the grapevine, what the voices are saying is that Conor McGregor's leg, remember he had a fracture, he snapped his leg bone in half. They're saying that his leg was super swollen from training, and he was actually limping around on it, and they didn't think that'd be a good look, obviously, for the fight. So there's a couple of things to extrapolate from here. One, I think that's a pretty good excuse why the press conference will get canceled. McGregor is the king of media. He's the guy that showed everyone, hey, in the UFC, you can build your brand, you can become popular, you can take over everything. So looks, camera, when Conor, from everything, when you see a fight and it's a picture, let's just say Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor, whenever they come up here and do this, well, Conor McGregor is like, he picks up his chest, he knows how to move around, it's like he's acting, right? So he's not going to do anything that damages, except when he's on drugs or drinking too much, his brand when it comes to fighting. So Conor McGregor, there's not going to be any scenario where he's limping on stage for his press conference. Also remember, guys, if you're not into fighting or never done a fight camp, you're basically always injured going to that fight camp, primarily because to get to that peak condition of leveling, remember, your heart rate, you're at HR max during the whole fight, even when you're not fighting, unless you're not even every professional can do this, because most of the time you're going to get nervous no matter what. Your heart rate's through the roof. Now you got to fight and do the world's hardest sport where every single muscle's engaged, every single fast twitch muscle and slow twitch muscle. So it's an exhausting sport. And with that, I already forgot completely. Oh yeah, so with fight camp, it's a lot just to get into that shape. So you are destroying your body in order to peak up here. But if your damage gets too high, then you're injured, right? But there's so many got broken fingers, broken toes, they strain their ribs, you're basically always injured during fight camp. I can even say that from an amateur boxer standpoint. I've been injured during both the fight camps I've done, and it absolutely sucks. McGregor is on a whole nother level, though, when it comes to recovering from an actual fracture. So you hear the news. It's his leg. It's not saying the fight's canceled. That means the fight's on, guys. So don't hear swollen leg. He can't walk. He's limping. No, that means he's had a lot of really hard training and preparation. Now it's time for him to heal, get the inflammation back down, get in the ice bath, do the PMF pads, do the freaking, red light therapy, all that good stuff, and just get ready for his fight. He's got plenty of time to recover. I just hope he's spending a lot of his time to the build-up of this fight, because, this has been on the sideline for 2 years. I just hope that he's actually been training so it's not as detrimental to have a week or two to get inflammation down. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get into McGregor's training footage. One thing I want to notice on here, a lot of things too, guys, he's just working through the motions in the beginning. Remember, in the Ultimate Fighter series, McGregor was the first one at least to open up my mind to that as, hey, guys, we don't have to spar 100%. Let's just stand, man to man, and I'm going to throw a punch or two. You're going to block a punch or two. You're going to slip. You're going to counter. And let's get the feel for landing the combinations, landing the kicks on the opponents, and actually getting a feel what it's like to counter and slip punches. McGregor was doing that when he was teaching his guys in the Ultimate Fighter, and that was the first time I was exposed to training like that wasn't balls to the walls. So you see a little bit of that in here. Look at also just how good McGregor's timing is, especially when he's doing his distance recognition and timing. He really shows it in the spinning kicks. Look at, he likes to do it in the clinch, a lot of knees I'm seeing. And then also he's working on his counter left, and then also setting up, his favorite left uppercut. So let's go ahead and click play. It's about 3 minutes of footage. Conor McGregor, thank you so much for posting all that footage. It's really cool to see Conor McGregor's training and just to see that's kind of how he's responding to all the negative criticism. I believe this fight is happening June 29th for UFC 303. I can't wait. I'll be camping in my RV with my wife and my son, so I'm just going to be really excited for that fight. Obviously, I'll be dropping a video. But with this, guys, looking at Conor McGregor, me doing a pick, they both have one-punch knockout power. Everyone says McGregor doesn't have knockout power at 55. Fuck those people, guys. Yes, McGregor had a lot of success at featherweight 45. Think about Jose Aldo, obviously the most amazing knockout ever. Dustin Poirier was a really good one as well, too. But at 155, when he moved up, when he became double champ with Alvarez, that was a war. He outclassed him. But think about him refighting Poirier, Khabib, these type of killers. Yeah, he hasn't had as much success, but he's fighting the top of the competition. When he fought Poirier at featherweight, that was like 15 years ago, when Poirier was a kid. McGregor was basically a kid, a different division. What I'm saying is that the heavyweights are harder to put out than the featherweights. It's not that McGregor lost his power. He still has it. I just think he faced tougher competition overall in the lightweight. That's my opinion. A lot of guys may roast me on it. I don't really care. But with that being said, I believe they both have one-punch knockout power. One is a bulldozer, which is Chandler, He's going to be explosive, athletic, try to run you over. He's going to use power to come through and blitz and just try to knock you out. McGregor is a sniper. He is a tactician with amazing distance control, amazing recognition. His fight IQ is just, if you grew up watching Conor McGregor, you know exactly what I'm talking about when he's in his prime. If we could get a little snippet of that. You know, on some of these video clips, his stance isn't really, he's not doing that really, really wide karate stance. He's doing his boxing stance, I noticed a little bit more, kind of like when he fought Poirier in the second one. Let's see what McGregor looks like. Has he been slacking off? Has he been slacking on? In my opinion, I think McGregor wins by knockout. That's just my opinion, unless Chandler somehow gets it done in the first round. If it's not done in the first round, I think it's McGregor all day. They haven't announced it on the UFC website yet. I know Jamal Hill is fighting Roundtree's replacement, which I don't know who's replacing Roundtree. Let me see if I can pull this up. But yeah, Jamal Hill, Roundtree, Khalil Roundtree got canceled, but this is loading right now. Jamal Hill's still fighting. He's fighting someone else, which I don't have the name, but I saw on an interview MVP or Michael Venom Page is going to be fighting Ian Machado Gary on the same card as McGregor versus Chandler. So I am so excited for that. So guys, with that being said, let me ask the first question. Is the fight even going to happen, McGregor versus Chandler, or is McGregor canceled? Is he done? I think it's going to happen. Who's going to win, Chandler versus McGregor? I think it's going to be McGregor. What do y'all think? Disagree with me or don't. Continue the dialogue and the fight conversation down below in the comments. I love whenever y'all start making a community. My third question is, just throwing this last one out here, completely unrelated to the video, but related to UFC 303. Who would win, MVP or Ian Machado Gary? I think it's going to be Michael Venom Page. I think he's going to frustrate Ian, and I think Ian hasn't really fought in someone yet. Did he fight Neil Magny? Absolutely. You know, and was it a little bit more of a boring fight? Like he wasn't going in for the kill. He's using his kicks, staying the distance, staying on the outside. Absolutely. Michael Venom Page got one punch power, but he's going to blitz in there with that karate style, that unorthodox style, and I think he's going to knock him out. But that's just my 2 cents. That's what I think. Let me know what you think down below. With all that being said, I'm out. Peace.